Hi everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is David Brunschwig. I am the co-founder of Swiss Bag Company, located here in Vouvry, Valais, Switzerland, in the heart of the Swiss Alps, very close to Lake Geneva. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Echo collection. This is one of our best sellers, an amazing collection which I recommend thoroughly. It is available in 3 size variations. We have the cabin, the carry-on cabin size with an expand, the medium size also with expand, and the very large 110 liters large size. 3 colors available at the moment are black, purple, and metallic blue. The carry-on cabin size. This is one of the most compatible sizes that we make because it is available for use with practically any airline, give or take 1 or 2, or a payment of a supplement. The size is what we call 20-inch or 55 centimeter tall, always including the wheels, 39 centimeter wide, and 20 centimeter deep, which you can expand to 25 centimeters. That means that it has an amazing volume of 42 liters, which can be even expanded up to 49 liters. This means that with 49 liters, you have a suitcase which is extremely lightweight, only 2.3 kilos. Damn! And therefore, you can put quite a lot in it. Some people will use this case, no problem, for a trip, sometimes up to even a week, without actually having to check in another luggage. The next interesting thing about it is that it comes with an aluminum ultra-resistant telescopic handle. This handle has the possibility of being used in 2 different ways. The first way is to pull it all the way to the top, and then, like in the good old days when you only had 2 wheels, to let the suitcase be rolled behind you. I personally don't recommend you doing this unless, of course, you are in a place where you have no other choice, such as a carpeted hallway in a hotel, or in a steep hill, or when you're pulling the suitcase along a non-smooth surface. What I personally recommend is to bring the handle to a lower level, be able to slide it along the floor. As you can see, it is very agile. You can turn it all over the place. The reason for that is that we have here 4 pairs of wheels. These wheels are very resistant, very strong wheels. You can use them practically on any kind of terrain, and they have a very long shelf life. However, even the best of wheels in the world can sometimes become used up or break as a result of a shock. So the advantage you have is that for durability reasons and ecological reasons, we have chosen to fix these wheels as well as any other part you see on this luggage with the help of simple screws rather than rivets. Why do we use screws? Well, the simple reason is that we believe in Swiss Bag Company that you shouldn't throw away your luggage just because one of your wheels is broken or your handles or telescopic handle. Everything is available, and you can have the luggage either repaired by one of our workshops, or even you can repair it by yourself. The procedure is extremely simple. The cost of the part is very reasonable, and we send them worldwide. So just keep that in mind. Say in 5 to 10 years time, you have an issue with one of your cases, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to throw away. So the other main argument is the material, as I said before, is a polypropylene unbreakable material. That means that we guarantee it against breakage, even during air travel, as you can see on our internet site and on the hang tags. The reason for that is that this material, even though it's very elastic, it's actually extremely robust. And the advantage of its elasticity is that you can even fill up more inside it, even though it's a hard shell. And if you have really fragile items that you wish to place inside your case, place them always on the back side. The back side of this case has this telescopic handle that gives it much more resistance. So, next thing is the inside. Before we open the inside, I want to show you something interesting. Over here, we have this little place with a USB sign on it. This means that if you bring on board your own recharger, you can actually place your phone recharger inside the pocket of the front of this luggage, which I will show you in a minute. And once you have it, say you have your mobile phone and a cable, you just plug in the cable into this slot here. You will see that both the light turns on the slot and on your phone, showing that your phone is being recharged. So this is something very, very useful. So how does that actually function? Let's have a look inside the suitcase. Well, first of all, you place your codes so that you can open it. When you buy the suitcase, it's always 3 zeros, if ever. You push from left to right, just like this, and you can see that the suitcase can be opened up. Now, one of the particularities of practically all of our luggage is that we have 2 separate compartments, fully closed by a zipper. You can close each side. This side even has a couple of straps that allow you to further tighten the content of your belongings inside. You have a big pocket here, which allows you to place, for example, a laptop. I personally put my 16-inch laptop inside here. That means that when I go through security control, all I have to do is partially open the case and just slide it out. On the other side, you have a nice big pocket, for example, for underwear or any other small items you wish to place there. And inside this pocket, you see that there is an indication that if you bring on your own battery, which you can also easily take out, you just place it inside here, and then you can charge your phone from the outside. Again, this is probably one of our best, if not the best-selling product right now. I highly recommend it, and I hope you will enjoy it. So we're going to talk about the 24-inch suitcase, or 67 centimeters. This is probably one of the most interesting checked-in luggage sizes. The reason for it, I will explain in a moment. Dimension 67 centimeter high, 46 centimeters wide, and 26 centimeter deep, with the possibility of expanding it to 29 centimeter deep. This means that you have between 72 and, when you open the expand, 89 liters for a suitcase that only weighs 3.1 kilos. What are the main advantages of having this kind of checked-in luggage rather than the large one? Well, there are probably more arguments for a medium size than the large size. The main reason why I recommend this luggage is that when you open the expand and you're already at almost 90 liters, you're most probably going to fill up easily 23 kilos of content inside it. As you know, when you travel economy, most of the time you're limited to 23 kilos. You can, on some low-cost airlines, even only take 15 kilos. Therefore, taking a large suitcase might be extremely unuseful because you're likely to put way too much inside it and then be charged the extra costs. So, if you're doing short-term travels, especially if you're traveling within Europe, if you're traveling between, say, a week to even 2 weeks, I rather recommend this size, also because it is very robust and because when you travel, you will have always more facility putting away this kind of luggage in the boot of your car, especially if there are 2 of them, or when you want to bring it to different places where you are limited in space. This is way more practical than the large size. As I say, I highly recommend it. So how does the expand function work? Well, it's very simple. You have a zipper here. You just turn it all the way around the case, just like this. Once you've done it and you push the luggage apart, you can notice you have about 3 centimeters of depth added. These 3 centimeters will give you way more space. What you can also do is you travel out with the Expand closed so that when you are reaching destination and you want to do a bit of shopping, or simply your laundry has become dirty and messy, takes a lot of space, then you use the Expand to come back. The Expand is always a security, so I recommend rather use the Expand on your way back than on your way out, unless of course you're bringing out presents to your family and friends. Following that, this suitcase is equipped with a special combination lock. It is called a TSA lock. TSA stands for Travel Security Administration. This lock was created to allow you to travel to both the US and further 40 airports around the world without having to be worried that your suitcase might be broken in case it was scanned and something inside happened to attract the attention of the security personnel. Why? Well, security personnel in the US and further in other airports around the world are equipped with a special master key. This master key, according to the number indicated here, will allow that person to open the case without damaging your lock, without damaging your pullers, and with no knowledge of your actual combination code, which you would have pre-programmed. The code to open the case is always 3 zeros when you buy the suitcase. Then you program it. The instructions are placed inside the case or on our other video channels. And you can always change the code if you wish to. Then we have here a telescopic handle, which is very robust. It's made of aluminium, so it's super light, but yet super robust. And you can place it at different heights. Further you bring it up, the less you're going to be worried about it hitting the back of your legs if you're pulling the case behind you. So how are you going to use the suitcase? There are 2 options. The main option are to pull the suitcase behind you by leading it slightly backwards and pulling it on the back wheels. This is something I only recommend in case you really can't use the suitcase smoothly because the surface is rigged, like a carpet in a hotel, or if you're going up the hill. If you're going to use always the back wheels, they're going to get used faster than the front wheels, which means that the suitcase will be less stable at a much later stage. I personally recommend you to always bring the handle to a lower stage. You have one or even another stage further down. Place the luggage along your body and just let it slide. This is way more comfortable. It's very, very agile, it's very nice, you can take it all over the places. And of course, one small disadvantage when you have this kind of wheels is that your suitcase will tend to, go around the place, especially if you are on a bus, on a train. So what I recommend is when you have reached a location where you don't want the suitcase to move about and you wish to leave it on the spot, well, you can see that there are feet on the side here. You can just turn it on its side. It stays stable, it doesn't move around, and when you need to recuperate it or when you're checking it in also, you just hold it on the side handle. So that's as far as the different functions. Most important thing about this type of luggage, as mentioned in our introduction video, is that it is made of a very durable polypropylene, which we actually guarantee against breakage. That means that the shell of this luggage is made from a material that statistically never breaks. So we give an extra guarantee to your normal guarantee, saying that if the shell of this luggage either cracks or breaks during any type of travel, even airline travel, if you didn't go to the airline either because you knew that it's guaranteed or simply because you just didn't pay attention, during the first period of guarantee time, which for this collection is 5 years, if you make a reclamation, we will consider it as a manufacturing default and we will either reimburse you or replace the luggage depending on its age. As you can see here is an example of the shell. The shell is very robust, but at the same time very elastic. You can see it flexes. You can jump on this luggage. You can literally drive a truck over the luggage. The shell will not break. This is exceptional and a very interesting argument because most of the time people worry about their suitcase breaking. Last but not least, the inside of the case. Once you've placed your lock on 3 zeros, you push the lock slightly from right to left, just like this, and then you can open up your suitcase. We're going to now discover the particularity of the inside. As you can see here, we actually have two fully closed compartments. You have one compartment on this side, which you can fully close up and separate the stuff, stopping them from falling out of the luggage. And you have the other side here. This side has also an extra support strap, and it's got two large pockets inside which you can nicely tuck away personal items such as underwear or any other item you wish to place inside it. And therefore, when you fill up, these pockets have a bit of an extra space. They will actually give you extra space when you fill it up to put more inside it. So I hope this luggage will be one that you wish for yourself, and I think. So, the large size suitcase. Here we have an amazing piece of luggage. It is 28-inch or 77 centimeter high, 52 centimeter wide, and 29 centimeter deep. If you take those three measurements and add them together, you will reach 158 centimeters. Today, IATA limits us to 158 centimeters for a checked luggage. That means that if we make this luggage any larger than it already is, it will be considered an oversized luggage, which means that you will have to check it in separately and pay a supplement for every flight, going up to 100 francs or even more when you check in such a larger case. Furthermore, if you think about it, if this suitcase was to be made any larger, you are definitely going to have problems having overweight because you will probably fill up more than what your airline allows you to carry with you. We already have here 110 liters, and yet with 110 liters, this suitcase only weighs 3.3 kilos. Damn! I invite you to check other brands that offer you a 3.3 kilo luggage with such a volume and see how interesting we are when it comes to the weight and the value and the pricing, especially when you compare it to similar weight luggage. On the very top, easily accessible, is a lock. It is a combination lock, which is called the TSA lock. Why is it called TSA? Well, TSA stands for Transport Security Administration. This was an administration that was created in the US and who have enforced the need to check the inside of your luggage when it is being scanned, and if needed, to open it and check what is the content of your luggage. In the old days, if you didn't have such a lock, well, they would either break the lock or break the actual pullers. So we've decided to introduce this lock, which you still can program. You have your own code on it. However, right next to the dial of the code, you can see there is a position where there is a key entrance. This key is not available to the public. It is only available for these security agents who will, if needed, open out your luggage, check it, put a little paper inside saying they checked your luggage, and yet they have no knowledge of your combination code. To program the code, you will find inside the suitcase a little leaflet explaining how to program it, and you can also see it on our other videos on our channel. Following that, we have here a handle. It is a telescopic handle made of aluminum. You can place it to a very high level. This is particularly interesting to put it at such a height, especially if you are pooling the luggage. Now, I personally never recommend pooling the luggage. Well, why? Because you can imagine that you have 23 kilos of content inside. It's weighing down on your arm. You're pulling it behind you. You can hardly get through people. But sometimes you have no choice, especially if the terrain is not smooth, such a carpet in a hotel or a very steep hill. So when you are actually pulling your luggage, you pull up the handle all the way to the top and you can pull on the back wheels. However, as soon as you are placed near a smooth surface, which is the case in most locations such as airports, what I recommend is to actually bring the handle slightly down. You can place it at the lower level. You have two different levels that you can place it. Then your arm is not holding so high. You actually can bring your arm further down, be more relaxed, and then just let the luggage slide along the body. This is extremely pleasant. It makes the travel way more comfortable. And as you can see underneath it, there are 4 sets of wheels. Each wheel has double sides, so that gives it a lot of smoothness. They are silent, they are comfortable, and they are extremely resistant. We all know that sometimes wheels and other parts can break. And because we wanted to make our products as ecological as possible, one of the elements that we put into is that every part, such as the wheels, the side handles, top handles, telescopic handles, locks, and whatever else, everything is fixed with the help of a screw. We do not use rivets. Why don't we use rivets? Because rivets are extremely difficult to replace or to repair. Whereas when we use screws, you can either have your luggage repaired in one of our repair centers, or even better, you can actually order from us, anywhere in the world, the part that you need. You pay a very reasonable price just for the part which is sent to you. There is a self-explanatory video that shows you how you can replace that part. And therefore, even if your product has simply been used for a very long time, 5, even 10 years, you can actually just replace the part that is needing replacement instead of throwing away your luggage. For us, this is extremely important. Most important of all is actually the shell. The shell is made from a very resistant recyclable material called polypropylene. That means that this material is extremely elastic but extremely resistant. We are probably the only luggage company in Europe that will give you a guarantee against breakage of the shell. In any situation, even during air travel, that means that if the shell actually breaks or cracks and you contact us within the guarantee period, which is 5 years for this collection, we will actually reimburse or replace the luggage for you, depending where you are. Why do we do that? Well, it's very simple. These luggage never breaks. So we consider it almost a manufacturing default if such a shell would happen to break, and therefore we take that extra risk by giving you that extra assurance. Last but not least, let's have a look inside the case. To open it, as mentioned before, you have a combination lock. At the beginning, it's always programmed on 3 zeros. If you don't have it on 3 zeros, place it on 3 zeros. Push from left to right. Your pullers will come out. Then you open up the case. Now you can see that another interesting aspect is that you have 2 fully closed compartments. That means that nothing can fall out. You can really nicely fill each side. On this side, you even have an extra supporting strap that allows you to tighten the content inside it. And you have further 2 large front pockets inside which you can put any object you wish to put, a jumper, anything you want to have at easy reach, or simply underwear or dirty clothes, shoes, whatever. So there we go. Once again, this is our best-selling item. I highly recommend it to you, and we look forward to having your orders And if you have any other further questions, you can always contact us directly. Thank you very much.